Welcome to Investment Talk Only with Johnny Ruiz. It's time to get to the money.
Listen, we say you got the money, gotta show me. A lot of people talk, but that be phony. I just remember what Jerry Mack told me.
Okay. All right. Yo, what up? Welcome to Investment Talk Only. I'm your host, Johnny Ruiz. Got my co-host, Monique Benitez.
Hello.
This is Investment Talk Only, your show where you get educational, entertainment, information about investing. So today's episode is about how to pick a good stock and how to beat the stock market. So first of all, how are you doing, Monique?
I am doing great. How about you?
Doing great. So I know I keep on bringing this up, but Tesla has just been on a tear. Oh my God. Just
Oh my God.
crushing
I was about to say,
52-week highs.
I was about to say, like, do you have stock in Tesla? Because like somebody talks about something a lot, and you'd be like, damn, do you got stock in that? But you actually do. So that's funny.
Of course. Why wouldn't you? Word on the street is, so Apple is, their first trillion-dollar company.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they were first. I'm sorry. It might have been Microsoft, but I think it was Apple. Apple, Microsoft, first trillion-dollar companies. Word on the street is Tesla is going to be the next trillion-dollar company. And there's so many short sellers that were betting against it. The short sellers actually lost more money than the airline companies this year
Oh, wow.
betting against Tesla.
That's a lot.
This year alone, Tesla has went up 600% plus.
That's crazy.
So imagine an options trader like yours truly. Imagine what the options did. Anyways, and then we're gonna get to options in another episode. But it's been good. We're getting a lot of good feedback and traction, so I'm happy with it.
For sure. Oh my God. I'm not that I'm shocked because I know that this is great. I'm just in a wow, that everybody else knows it's great too, And people are actually sending their stuff and they're like, oh my God, look at my stocks, look at this, your brother's amazing. Everybody hits me up and talks about how great you are.
Yeah,
I'm like, I know.
The people show me, based off what the stocks that we get, other advice that we give them, they just like, yo, do you know my portfolio is up this percent? I'm like, yeah, I know. They're like, yo, you're the truth. So it's cool.
Yeah.
But that's what we're here for. So let's get into it. So we're kind of advancing our videos, obviously, as we go. We started off small. We started off like why to even invest, how to open a brokerage account, then we have different avenues of investing. Now we want to see so we got everything set up. We know we should invest, but how to even pick a good company? So I don't know. I mean, what would you, do you have like a kind of like a guess of what people usually think? Like how to even go about it? Like where to even start?
Like somebody who just doesn't really know anything?
Yeah, like you or people that you represent that want to learn and they just don't know.
They'll probably look at popularity. So what are big name companies? What is popular? Another thing to probably look at is like what's low. Like, oh, I'm gonna for example, when I first started, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do penny stocks. Like, if it's like 56 cents right now, it will go up, and you dump your money into something like that because it's cheap. You're like, well, I only got $50, so you try to do, get the most for your money. So some people who are just starting out will probably look at something like that, popularity, low stocks, and just probably what they hear, like through the grapevine. Like, oh, I hear somebody talking about this, and they don't really do their research.
Yeah.
You just hear somebody talking about it and just boom, and you throw your money in it.
Exactly. I mean,
Those are
those
the
are all
top
popular ones
three.
and real ones.
Those are
Yeah.
the top three. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So.
actually, I want to go back because we got to touch on this point.
Mhm.
So, the flow of the
Okay.
episode is so we're gonna talk about a topic, obviously, then we're gonna have Q&A.
Mhm.
At the end of the show, before we even get into stock of the week, I'm gonna give the people the formula that how to beat the stock market, and so they can literally take this formula I'm about to give them and just stop
Mhm.
watching our show, and they never have to watch our show again, and they'll be good. I mean,
Why
they
would you
wouldn't
not
want to
want
know.
people to watch our show? Why would you do that? Why would you give that to them?
Well, I want to change lives, so I mean that's the point of us, doing it is to get them to a better position than they were before, and to know the power of investing and to grow their money and to bridge the wealth gap that exists today. So
That's very generous.
most of the people that are owners, they look like us, so we got to bridge that wealth gap.
Mhm.
But they wouldn't want to do that. That wouldn't be in their best interest because there's levels to this,
Just
basically.
stop watching.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's levels to this. All right. So going back
Uh-huh.
to you said something popular.
Mhm.
Um, so that kind of goes to what a lot of it, how to find a good stock. It's like a lot of stuff
Okay.
is like what you know, like what you buy, what people
Mhm.
buy, like Apple. Um, so we all know that everybody has an Apple phone, blah blah.
Mhm.
So what you can do if you had no idea, everybody buys McDonald's. Go to the stuff that Amazon, and look at them,
Mhm.
and you can invest with them. Especially if you're a loyal customer of them, why not buy their stock? If you spend
That
money
makes sense.
there,
Yeah, you spend money there, you get your money back, basically.
yeah. So you could buy Jordans, buy the Nike stock. Like me, I know I'm getting the PlayStation 5. So what I do, I buy AMD, and I let
Oh,
people.
you are getting PlayStation 5?
Oh, for sure. But I buy the stock of
Oh,
it,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
and let the stock rise up, and then that's gonna pay for my PlayStation 5. Like
That
so,
makes sense.
all right. So that's one way to go about it, and then you look into.
Mhm.
So the main point is that it's called fundamentals. You want to look at their
Mhm.
fundamentals, and if they have good fundamentals, just like we both play basketball, if you have a good foundation of fundamentals, you're
Mhm.
probably gonna be a solid player. You're probably gonna be there for a long time just because you have
Yeah.
good fundamentals. We ain't trying to do behind the
Yeah.
back passes. We ain't trying to look for the penny stock. We want the basic
Mhm.
bounce pass, overhead pass, chest pass, right? That's the fundamental.
I'm laughing because you're like taking me back to my high school days when I played ball. I'm like the fundamentals, but it's the truth though. It's you have all these fancy players that try to do all this cool stuff. That's what I used to try and do. And then you have like the average player, they just do the basic things like you said, and they're like player of the week. You're like, what the
Yeah, you know
like,
they're
did you
gonna
see
have a
what I did?
spot.
Yeah,
They're gonna be there.
yeah, yeah.
So we
So
want
that
to look
makes
at the
sense.
fundamentals. So what are the fundamentals? Uh, the main thing is like their cash, how much cash they're bringing in, and
Okay.
AKA like what are their profits? Like they spend money
Okay.
for operations, and how much money are they getting over that, and how much of that do they accumulate over
Okay.
time? So what you want to do is look who has the best profits, not just in general, like in their industry, because their industry could
Mhm.
like prop them up. So say a company that you never heard of, they might be doing good, but it might because of
Mhm.
their industry, and the industry might just be doing good, but maybe to the competitors in the same industry, they might be doing better. So you don't want
Mhm.
just this company, you want the best of in that industry. The industry could just be holding them up. So you want to compare them versus their competitors, their profits.
Okay.
All right.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna bring up a company. So what about Lockheed Martin, right? They're the best in their industry.
Mm-hmm.
So would that be like a smarter? Um, like stock to buy than Boeing, because their competitor is Boeing, but I see a lot of people gravitate to Boeing rather than Lockheed Martin, when Lockheed Martin's the best in the industry.
So let me come back to that. I'm gonna answer that question. I'm
Okay.
gonna answer that question, but
Save that for
remember that.
Q&A. Okay.
No.
Oh, I'm gonna,
In this
remember that.
yeah. All right. So I'm gonna
Okay.
come back to that.
All right.
All right. So
All
you look
right.
at their cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
How good are they at monetizing? For example, Apple is very good at monetizing stuff. I just bought the new Apple phone. You know, the
Mm-hmm.
charger came in
Welcome.
and it didn't come with the box to charge the phone.
I heard about that. That's crazy.
And I
So
was
what do you
like,
gotta do? You
I
gotta buy
said, how
it
do you
separate?
expect me to charge a phone? The guy said, honestly, you're gonna have to buy it. But Apple finds a way to monetize everything. How good at you are
That's
monetizing stuff.
crazy.
Yeah. So versus
That's
the other
crazy.
side, Google is not good at monetizing stuff. But I'm not saying they're a bad company, but
Mm,
you already know Apple's like good because they. So how good are you at monetizing stuff? So we
okay.
look at this. We go take it a step further. You can see this. You don't have to know it like
Mm-hmm.
a genie. You can see this. Go to a website like Zax.com.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at it right here. I'm looking at it right now. I see revenue for iPhone, revenue for Mac, revenue for iPad, revenue for services.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes quarter by quarter, year by year. So are they increasing quarter by quarter?
Mm-hmm.
If they're decreasing, something's wrong.
Yeah.
So this is all the stuff I'm saying here is
Uh-huh.
public information. Anybody can look at it. And I just gave you a website that shows Zax.com. What is their revenue? Is
Zax, how do you spell that?
it ZACKS.com?
Oh, like literally Zax. Okay.
I'm looking at revenue in Americas right now. Is it increasing? Revenue in China, is it increasing? Obviously, if those stuff are decreasing, you might not want
Mm-hmm.
to invest in them. If it's been increasing quarter by quarter for years, great company.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And you want to look at their management. Do they have good managers? Do they have a good
How do you
business
do
model?
that?
You want to look at their background. Like, they don't need an MBA, a business degree. They might
Mm-hmm.
just need to be an expert in that field of what they do.
But like
Like
what kind of managers? Talking about like their CEOs and stuff like that, or like
their
managers?
CEOs, their directors, their executives.
Okay.
Yeah,
And is that public information? You just look them up.
yeah, it's public. Everything's public information.
So you basically have to do a lot of research. Like it's not just like, oh, let me pick the stop. You have to make a smart or mindful selection, right?
So yeah, you can't be lazy about it. That's all it is.
Okay.
It's not really. It's a lot. It's just like you can't be lazy about it.
I mean, that sounds like a lot to me.
It's not a
Like
lot.
looking up their business information, their managers, like you're doing a whole investigation.
It's literally just looking at one a few pages of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you really want to do like a good like research on a company, just put like
Mm-hmm.
2 hours a day for it. 2 or 3 hours a day. How much
Two
hours
or
a
three
day
hours a
do you
day for
waste?
that one company doing research.
Yeah, how much hours a day do you waste on a TV show? That's 1 hour right there. Just can't.
A lot.
If you want to make money, then
Yeah.
you just can't be lazy about it. But it's not a lot, and it doesn't take a genius.
Yeah. So that's
So
like a misinterpretation, I think,
yeah,
that a lot of people have when they're like, oh, I'm going to go into the stock market. Or like when people, even when they hit me up, they're like, oh, I want to start. And then they're like, what I got to do? Like, basically, they tell me what I got to buy. And I'm like, if it was that easy, everybody would be rich, right? If it
hmm
was that easy, if you're just like, okay, go buy this 3 shares or whatever. And I'm like, it takes work, it takes time, you know what I'm saying? Research, studying. I'm like, because they're like, yo, how does your brother, how is he as successful as he is? I'm like, he's put in hours and hours and weeks and months. There's been times I went to his house and he's at the library, you know? And I'm like, still at the library? Like, yeah, I'm like, this isn't something overnight. This isn't something that is just gonna fall in your lap. Like, you have to actually, do the research and stuff. So
Exactly.
I guess
So
that makes sense.
honestly, if you want to do this where it's like you don't have to rely on anybody, or
Mm-hmm.
you want it to be consistent, um, it's more like a lifestyle. It's like I do this every day. I'm learning something new.
Mm-hmm.
At night, I'm learning something, and I'm trying to always be in the know of what's happening.
Okay.
Some people do it for like politics or something. Anybody can be like, hey, did you hear what blah 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 said?
Mm-hmm.
You just have to have that same energy for the stock market. You have to be in the know. Um,
Okay.
so another way, so you did this research, you found out the managers, the fundamentals, the profits, how they doing, are they keeping the financials, healthy?
Mm-hmm.
You come up with some conclusions, and that's great. You
Okay.
also you want to validate it with some analyst research. So
Mm-hmm.
so analysts are people that study the company. That's their full-time job. And they talk to management. They find out what's coming out. Um, they spend hours and hours of researching this company. And then they make a prediction or a recommendation. They say buy, sell, or hold. And so an analyst actually said, like, let's say for instance, like buy, gave them a buy rating, this company.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't take that. You want to see what their record is. And this is all public as well. What their
Mm-hmm.
record is on how good on this specific company. So, um, Mr. Smith or whatever is
What the analyst record is?
exactly, yes. Like how right are they
So if
are
you were the analyst,
on this company? Yeah.
okay.
And then they even
Okay.
go as far as they give an actual target price. So they say, I think Apple should be worth $200, dollars a stock,
Mm.
a share.
And do
They
they
give
give you a time frame?
um I think some of them give it time frames, not all of them.
Okay.
So they say Apple should be like $200 a share. So they actually give you like, hey, if they were right, what is their returns on it? So you could actually see what the percentage was. An analyst was right on a stock,
Mm-hmm.
and what
Mm-hmm.
their returns would be if they got it correct. And so you
Mm.
basically judge like, oh, this guy was like wrong 50% of the time. I'm not gonna trust him. This guy was right 90% of the time, and he
Yeah.
has a buy rating. So
Okay.
probably he's going to be right this time. So you take that in consideration as well.
Yeah.
Then you also
And where do you find that information?
there's a few so E-Trade has if you have an E-Trade account, has
Mm-hmm.
analysts and how they do. I think maybe Zacks has analyst ratings as well. A
Mm-hmm.
few different platforms have like, and they'll say their name like Johnny Ruiz, blah blah blah. And
Johnny
you're like,
Ruiz was like, right, 25% time.
yeah, and you're like, man, oh, I know him. He's a good analyst. I'm gonna listen to him. All right. So do your own
Yeah.
research.
Yeah.
You back it up with some analyst research, and even like
Mm-hmm.
your own like brokerage that they'll have a buy rating, sell rating. You want to take that all in consideration, and even with the fundamental analysis, you want to see like what they're coming out with. Um, are they staying ahead of the game? Are they being innovative? And for example,
Mm-hmm.
our Zacks is another one that they give like their reasons to buy and their reasons to sell. So for
Okay.
like, Apple, for example, they'll have like 5 reasons to buy and like only like 2 reasons to sell, like,
Mm.
or whatever. So you're just taking it all in. You're like, boom.
Yeah. So there's a lot. There's a lot.
Like I said, about 2 to 3 hours. Like you could get this whole thing done in 2 to 3 hours. All right, and then you literally could just do it the next day and do that for like whatever 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So not even every day, and you'll have a whole boatload of companies that you're like, okay, I have a good handle on this.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So that's how you find a good company. But
I didn't know that much went into it.
I have a shortcut.
Is that
No.
the one that you're gonna? Oh,
Nope.
okay.
Nope.
Oh, something else. Another gem. Okay. Everybody getting lucky today.
I have a shortcut.
I'm just giving all the information. What's the shortcut?
If you don't want to do that, this is what you can do.
I don't. All right.
A lot of people don't. You can literally.
Okay. Yeah. A lot of people.
So you're still gonna have to do some of it,
Yeah.
but maybe not that in depth. You can literally go,
Uh-huh.
like I showed you on one of the explainers. Remember where I showed you the whole line of industries for the stock market?
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, looks like tech is doing the best,
Mm-hmm.
right? You
Yeah.
can literally do that. Look who's doing the best in tech. Then find the ETF of a big ETF for tech
Mm-hmm.
and find the top holdings of that ETF. So for example, tech, the top holdings are Apple,
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft, Visa, I think.
Visa.
And you can like literally just go into those stocks if you want to, or just go into the tech ETF itself. So now you got the
Mm-hmm.
best industry, the best sector,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got the top best companies of that sector. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the fund managers, they already did everything that I told you to do, and that's why they have them in that ETF
Mm-hmm.
in the first place. And then you could do that for the next
Makes
sector.
sense.
If it's like consumer discretionary, you have Amazon at the top. You have
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Home Depot, McDonald's. They have them in those funds for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
That should tell you, that's a indicator of why. It's because they're good companies. So
Yeah.
look at the whole stock market, look at the best industries, then go to the ETFs of those best industries, pick the stock best companies. Boom, you got good companies there because institutional managers are buying those stocks for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that would be like the route I would do rather than doing all the research. Because I don't got time like that.
I literally gave you guys how to pick good stocks. Like you don't even have to like, you like all these stocks. Like there's 1,000 stocks. Which one do I pick? It's right there for you. And that's not even the formula of how to beat the stock market yet. We're not even there yet.
All
That's
right.
all I have to give on that. I mean, we could go to the Q&A unless you have something else.
We have a handful of questions, so I'm down to do that. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. All right. What?
Shout out
Q&A.
to Jeremy Franklin. Just sent me a friend request.
Who's that?
Jeremy Franklin.
I don't know who that is.
No.
Well, shout out to Jeremy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yo, welcome to Investment Talk Only. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being subscribers. If you like what you're hearing, please make sure you share with your friends and family. If you're new to this, subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you'll be the first to know. We have new content coming in 2021 for you guys. 2 new segments that Johnny is dropping straight gems and that will really benefit your journey to financial freedom. So please continue watching, stay tuned, and I hope y'all are ready to make this money with Investment Talk Only. All right, so Q&A. Question number 1. What are some things I should consider when choosing a stock? You kind of just went over that, but can you reiterate it?
Is that the cash is king? If they have good cash, good profits, and they're growing year by year,
Mm-hmm.
that's like the number one thing. And then management, for example, sometimes they don't have the cash. Once upon a time, Tesla was about to go bankrupt, but they didn't bet against Elon Musk. They're not betting against Elon Musk. They're like, whatever he says, it's probably going to happen. So that's an example of management. So cash management, and with the institutional buyers, or what are they buying? Because the stock is going to move when they buy it. So, um, and with the analyst things of it as well.
Okay. Are there any forums or group chats that you could suggest?
Forms?
Investment talk only chat.
You said any forms?
Forums.
Oh, forum.
Like FO. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the ones I use personally, so there's three. I'll give you three.
Okay.
These are ones I use personally. You guys are gonna have to check out Mark Monroe. He does. It's not a forum or a chat, but every week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays at 9 o'clock, Thursdays at 8 o'clock Eastern time. He does just kind of overview of what's happening in the market, what you should expect, blah blah blah. So that's one. Mark Monroe. It's called the Come Up Series. That's a show. Two is if you're a trader, and I'm putting these people on. They should give me 5%, but Clay
Oh,
Trader.
uh-huh.
He has if you're a trader, he has his community where he just has a chat room, and he literally like they talk about what they're seeing in the market as they're trading. Like they might say
Like real time.
real time every day. They'll say, "Yo, look at this. Look at Zoom. Something's happening." They won't say, do it right, do this thing. They'll just say, "Look." So if you're a trader, you know.
Okay.
And then the last, I would say my own chat, investment talk only chat.
Yes.
Yeah, we just be talking all the time, dropping gems, giving out
Yeah.
plays, and all that stuff. So if you want to join that chat, it's made a lot of people a lot of money. Let me know, hit me up.
Yeah, that chat is super active. I had to put it on mute. No offense, but
Mm-hmm.
it'd be going off all day during the day, and I'm like, oh my gosh! And I look at it, like 162 messages, and I'm like, oh, I have to try and catch up.
I made a lot of
So
money off
yeah,
that
that's a
too.
good
Yeah.
one. Next question: how much consistent growth should a stock grow before you purchase? Years, months, days, percentage?
Yeah, so it kind of alludes to what I said. Is it you want to but it's the answer is quarters. So you want to look at quarter over quarter what they're doing. Did they rise
Okay.
for the last quarter? But not only that, then you want to look at the quarter that they did last year. So quarter four, we're looking at now. You want to know how they did versus quarter three and quarter four last year, because there could be some seasonality in it.
Okay.
Like so for actually, let me give a gem right now. Think about it. There's this company that every time around this year, their stock tends to go up. It's because they have winter wear, and it's the company that owns North Face. So
Oh.
they obviously have a seasonality, but you want to make sure. Of course, they're probably gonna be Q3 because they're always gonna be Q3. So you want to make sure they beat Q4 of last year as well. So that's what that is.
Oh, that's like deep. That's a lot. I mean, I just didn't realize how much goes into this. Like, you really have to be like all in somebody's business. That's
It's
basically
just
all.
repetition. That's all. Like anything else.
I guess. All right. How do you know when you should sell a stock? When it's down? Question mark.
So there's a difference between a bad stock and a bad company. Or some people like to say damaged stock or damaged company.
Okay.
So a damaged stock might be happen because like a COVID or whatever. And they're really a good company, but it's just the circumstances.
Okay.
And a damaged company is just like,
They suck.
they just suck. Yeah. They ain't doing that good. So you have to evaluate that. You have to take that in consideration.
Okay.
So if they're a bad company, yeah, just sell it. look at their revenues year over year, quarter over quarter. If they're declining, they're a bad company, sell it. Now, if you're trading,
Mhm.
how to sell a stock, there's different indicators. So if they're blasting past support levels, so support means that it might hit this level, but it's always probably going to bounce off of it and go up because
Mhm.
people are always buying at this level. But if it keeps on going through it,
And you explained this in the last explainer.
yep. So like,
So.
especially if it's going like past the 200 moving average,
Mhm.
you probably should sell it because
Okay.
200 moving average is a good support, and if it goes past that, then there might be a lot more blood to come.
Makes sense. All right. So when choosing a trend of a stock, what methods are good to look at or use, such as the moving averages and volume?
So so we're talking about buying a stock. So if we're talking about trends,
Mhm.
if the stock price is between, and it's a good company,
Mhm.
if the stock price is between the 50-day moving average and the 200, it's probably a good opportunity to buy because it's
Okay.
low. And if it's a good company, then it'll come back up.
Mhm.
If it passes the 200-day, I would say sell it. But once it starts coming back up and it's about to
Mhm.
cross the 200-day, or it does actually cross the 200-day back up, that's
Mhm.
a buying movement right there, buying indicator.
Okay.
If it's a good company, you should buy it. So you just find different supports, but the 50 and the 200-day
Mhm.
are good indicators. So
Okay.
there you go.
This is the last question we have. It says, does a company's dividend management play a role in choosing stocks to purchase?
It matters to some people.
Mhm.
So if you're an options trader, obviously that wouldn't matter.
Mhm.
Um, if you're looking for passive income and like damn, what's the other income? Like it's passive and there's another one. Maybe that's the only thing. It's passive, but
Residual?
that probably was it. But that's not what I mean. All right, so passive income.
Oh.
If you want passive income, so the good thing about dividends is that you have like, let's say, 1,000 shares of something,
Mhm.
and they give you money for it, which in dividends.
Mhm.
That gives you money to buy more shares to give you more
Yeah.
dividends.
Yeah.
So that's the cool thing about it.
So you're basically just recycling it within the company all over again. They're giving you like $100 a month, and their shares are $20. So you're just buying 5 more, and
Yep.
then you just keep doing that
Yeah,
until
and
you
then
have like
you're
this
just
big.
building up your passive income.
Mhm.
But wise man once told me that nobody cares about your dividends, because, and he ended it like that. But the reason was is because we're getting so much higher returns here, like the dividends doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the more you watch our show, you're gonna learn the reason why. Don't, and it takes so much capital to get a decent amount of dividends.
Mhm.
Like I just named 1,000 shares because it's literally like that's how much you have to buy to see anything worthwhile.
Yeah. Worthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So you're basically saying if people follow this method, like of what you're doing, like they're gonna make so much money that they don't even care about
yeah.
these little dividends.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, okay, that's cute, like that.
Yeah. Like
That's.
you can't talk to me about dividends.
Oh,
I'll just
excuse
look at you.
me.
I'll just look at you like, come on, like let's have a different conversation. But
Oh my god, that's
so
funny.
if that's your goal, then dividends would.
Mhm.
If you want passive income as one of your goals, then
Mhm.
that would come into consideration. And I think
Yeah,
anything like a 5% dividend yield, 6%, anything above
yeah.
it, it's pretty good.
But you
And
got to remember too, Johnny. Like
consider that.
you're at a level like that people can't even reach right now, right? So you're like up there with the stars. But you gotta understand, like, there's people who are literally just like, dividends do matter. Like that $50 a month is really serious for them.
Yeah,
You know?
no,
So
they can do it. We can have more. That's the thing. That
yeah,
we're gonna learn in that is that we can have more. Dividends are
we
great,
can.
but we can have more. We
Yeah.
have to have
But
more.
we gotta climb there. We gotta get there first. Right? So
But
yeah.
it's not that far. It's not that far behind. It's not that far ahead though. It's not that far ahead. All right, so that was all
That's
the
optimism.
questions.
Yes, that was all the questions.
All right, here we go. This is
What is
why
this?
I give you the formula that you didn't even have to watch our show anymore. You can beat the stock market with this formula.
Mm-hmm.
It would behoove you not to do that, to stop watching, because there's levels to this. But you'll still be able to
Okay.
accomplish beating the stock market. All right, so and I didn't make this up. The one that the one that actually came up with this, and it's
Uh-huh.
brilliant. And I don't know if he came up with it, but I learned it from him.
Mm-hmm.
At IG, he's called and you guys should follow him.
Mm-hmm.
A master investor. His name is Ian Dunlap, and he's been doing this for a long time. All right, so if we look at the stock market, we see
Mm-hmm.
that over time, put it on the largest chart, 5-year, 20-year, 30-year, 50-year, you'll see that it always goes up. The stock market always goes up. There's
Mm-hmm.
dips in it, but it always goes up, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you just do that, you're gonna make money. If you just do that. So we're gonna have 4 categories of money, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna put 25% into the ETF of the S&P 500, which
Mm-hmm.
represents the stock market. And that ETF is the SPY, SPY. Put 25% of your portfolio into that.
Okay.
So that's just the stock market. So 25% is gonna go no matter what.
Okay.
Um, so now, and I said, if you look at the whole stock market, there's sectors, industries in it. Look at the best industry.
Mm-hmm.
Tech is here now, and it's gonna
Check.
be here for the future. Yeah. So you
Mm-hmm.
want the best industry. Put 25% of your portfolio in there because it's outperforming all the other.
Mm.
All right.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Then we go deeper. You still at 50% more, right? So
Uh-huh.
you want a company. Now we're gonna go down to companies.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So the ETF for tech, you could do either QQQ or XLK, either one. So 25% in SPY and 25% in XLK or QQQ. Pick one. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Then within tech, because tech is the best industry, you want the best ones out of the ones in tech.
Yeah.
The one that represents that is Apple. It's here now. It's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be here. They monetize well. Pick Apple. Just look at the charts. It's always done well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Okay.
like the LeBron James. Like LeBron James, he's the best now. He's been the best for a while. Like he's not going anywhere. Put your money on LeBron James. Put your money on Apple.
Okay.
That's another 25%. Now you want to go. You want to stay in tech, but then you want the one that's like the next one coming. Like I see him coming.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not the LeBron James. It's more like I don't know, the next like Donovan Mitchell, like the next guy. Like yo, that's a bad boy. He's coming for
Who's
Apple.
Donovan Mitchell?
He's an
Who's Donovan Mitchell?
NBA player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a young cat that he's nice.
Mm-hmm.
So people say, yo, I see him coming. Like he's the next big thing. And that's um well, I was gonna say pick either AMD or Tesla, but now it just might
Uh-huh.
have to be Tesla, like period, because Tesla's been killing them. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So I'll lean on
You're about to be, Johnny, you're about to be the spokesperson for Tesla. I'm gonna do some networking and I'm gonna find out how you could be like in a commercial or something. I'm gonna be like, listen, my brother talks about you guys all the time. Like
I
you're
mean,
passionate.
it's just it's just objective. 600% 1 year. Holy crap! And they're
Yeah, that's crazy.
every projection is looking like they're gonna get even bigger. It's just ridiculous. So
That's
25% in SPY, 25% in tech, XLK, 25% Apple, and 25% in Tesla or AMD, because AMD's been killing the game as well. So you want somebody to come in that's on the rise. Boom. That's the formula to beat the stock market.
That's crazy. It all makes sense though. Like I'm like envisioning it like when you diversified my stuff or whatever, and like I was like, oh, now it makes sense. That makes perfect
That's the
sense.
real deal, Holyfield. Man, we have come up. I mean, if you guys just do that, I think I saw the numbers. I think if that formula like doubled or tripled what the
Oh
stock
wow.
market yielded. Yeah, it might have been more than that. It might have been like 5 times, but it was just not, because obviously like the stock market's gonna go up in general, and then you're having the best out of the stock market on your side. So it's like,
It's like you're picking on the best players from each team. So it's like if you have all the teams, I guess you don't want the NBA here, and you took all the best players, and then you put them together like the dream team,
yeah,
basically.
because the stock market is the whole average of everybody, and it still goes up. So now you're just picking the best out of that litter. Man, I need 5%.
And it's crazy because this information that you give, people pay for this. Like people pay, and they do get more than five. They give more than 5% to these people that give them this information, and you're just like, here you go, it's free. This is the secret.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure a lot of people, like, once you become like really big, they'll be like, who the hell is this guy that's telling all our secrets? Now nobody's paying me, you know what I'm saying, to do this, because you're literally giving it for free. You're not going to be very liked in your world.
I've said this again. I've said this before. If you go to a financial advisor, you got to pay them a fee, and you can hope to get 6 to 15% returns a year. We can get 200% returns in our sleep. Like that's like the minimum. Like
Yeah.
people were the people that were doing were like, oh, that's good, man. You got 200%. But they're not like, yo, you got 200%. In tradition, that would be like, yo, you got 200. Like, okay, you're lying. Like, they'll be like, who's your financial advisor? I need to know right now.
Yeah.
But the people that are doing this are like, 200%, that's pretty good.
That's funny.
Oh my God, man, this is crazy, man.
Wow.
Yeah, we about to make a lot of people mad. That's cool. So stock of the week.
Hey.
Out of time. All right.
Yes, I'm ready. I always get excited now for this stock of the week stuff because I want to see what you're gonna say.
So stock of the week. This is not gonna blow your mind. This is actually just a play that like literally you might have to catch like now for the people that are watching now.
For the people who hit that bell, who subscribed and hit that bell, and they
exactly,
catch it.
Yeah. But actually, happy you said that. I actually put this on the Facebook page.
Okay.
Like 2 days ago. So if you are on the Facebook page and following, like I've solicited, you would have been on this play way before, and you could enjoy the run at a much steeper price. But so join our Facebook page, please.
What's the Facebook page? Investment Talk Only?
Investment Talk Only, all together.
Okay.
So it's Home Depot. And I put it on. Yeah. So it's been getting crushed lately. But that's good for us because we want to buy low, sell high.
Yeah.
So I think it's at 263 right now. But it bounced off 260, so it was that was a good support level. And I
Mhm.
said, watch it. It's around 260. It's
Mhm.
probably going to come back up. I'm just letting you know. And it's coming back up. And so right now it's at a low level and it's Home Depot. And it's Christmas time. People could be buying their dad's fucking grills and hammers and stuff.
That's what you want
So
for Christmas, Johnny?
no, we get the worst presents. Dads get the worst presents. We'll get like a
Oh.
gym set or something like that. Um, so Home
Oh.
Depot, this is a trade. That's why it's a stock.
Mhm.
It's because it's at a low, at a support level, and it's probably gonna
Mhm.
come up. So take a look. If you decide you want to play it, play it. But it's at a good support level where it's probably gonna be on a rise. Home Depot, and that stock is HD.
HD.
Yep,
All right. See, I used to go to Home Depot, but Lowe's is closer, so I'd go there.
Lowe's is good too.
But maybe I'll start
Lowe's,
going to Home
Lowe's is in the
Depot.
XLY.
Lowe's is good too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wait, is Lowe's in
See?
XLY? I don't know. I know Home Depot is. Home Depot's in
Okay.
XLY. And XLY, that play might be still good. Just
Yeah.
some of y'all know. Yeah. But cool.
Awesome.
But yeah,
I
that's
feel
all
like
I
I
had. I
got.
mean, do you have anything else?
No, I don't have anything else. I think you covered mostly everything. So can we talk about Lockheed Martin for a minute?
Oh yeah,
Like,
so that
why?
went into why you wanna pick the best industry and then you wanna pick the best players
Yeah.
at
So like Lockheed Martin's number one in the industry.
uh, in the industry.
Okay.
But are they the best industry? I don't think
No.
so. Exactly. So
Okay.
you probably it might be a good play. I
And
don't know. But if we want the best out of the best, we want to pick the best out of the best industry.
okay.
And so not a lot of people are looking at Lockheed Martin.
What? I mean, but it's a technological company,
They're not
and you
considered
said
a
that's
tech
where
company.
tech.
They're not considered a tech company.
Oh.
Yeah. And I think they rely most of their revenue from government contracts. That's not the best business plan.
Mm.
So
Okay.
they still might be a good company, but like I said, are we picking the best company and the best industry and the best companies within those industries?
Mhm.
I don't think Lockheed falls in that category. So we want the best. Not saying they're a bad company, but we're trying to get the high returns. And
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't looked at them. I don't know like the back of my hand, but
I mean,
having
I would
heard,
want you to look at them. I mean, I guess I could do it now that I know how to do it. I could look at them, and then maybe that could be my homework. Do
yeah,
some research. But I know like they're a multi-billion-dollar company, and every quarter they just go up and up and up.
yeah.
You
So
know, and they use like this
exactly. So look at
technology.
Dax.com and see how much revenue
Hmm.
comes from like government contracts and stuff like that. Another
Hmm.
one is I think it's Quiver Quant, and you can literally like you could see like the government contracts and how much they're worth and blah blah blah. Like
Hmm.
I said, all that's public information, but
Okay.
I mean, like I said, there might be a company. I think there might be a company that like is a good like solid company that might not ever go
For
away,
long term.
but not for long term. Just like as a foundation of your portfolio,
Uh
but like
huh.
as far as upside, like I just mentioned, pick Tesla,
Hmm.
and they were up 600% this year. Like
Yeah.
Lockheed Martin is not going to go up 600%.
No. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
You're
So,
right. Makes sense. See, I'm glad I asked that question.
yep. All right, cool. Well, thanks for joining Investment Talk Only. If you liked this content, hit the like button, subscribe,
Like
share. Um, just tell people about us.
the bell.
Yeah, hit the bell, and please, follow us on IG. We're at Investment Talk Only
Hmm.
MDI. It's spaced out by the underscores in each word.
Hmm.
And then Investment Talk
So
Only
it's
on Facebook.
yeah, investment underscore talk underscore only underscore MDI.
Yep. Yeah, just support
That's
us and like what we're doing. You know, I think we have good content, and that'll be a way to kind of show us that you want us to keep on doing what we're doing.
Of course, and you're definitely making people money, so you're
Thank you.
trying to make money.
Yeah. All right. Well, till next time, I've been your host, Johnny Ruiz.
All right.
Monique.